you trust me. You say you just need time to figure me out. When you fix the pieces, you can slowly breathe right in and tell me where you are. I know you're scared of going deeper, underestimating my heart, breaking down whenever we touch. Oh, nah, nah, nah. Put my hands upon your shoulder, I feel the pain that I can alter. Still I never wanna change ya. Swear I'm not trying to be rude. It's best for you. Swear I'm not trying to be rude. It's best for you. Swear I'm not trying to be rude. It's best for you. Swear I'm not trying to be rude. It's best for you. Head on my chest, heartbeat from my head.
Hello, hello.
I'm feeling this way.
It is
Don't break the silence.
that time.
Every time that you breathe,
Let's see. Let's have this under right back here. Hey, John.
trying to be rude. It's best for you.
Hey, William Rayborn. Thanks for the sub, my friend. I appreciate you. Mark coming in with the sub. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. How's everybody doing today? What's up, Jamie? How's it going? Why did I get those out? I don't need those yet. I'm going to letter some tires with these today. This was a recommendation from John. Graham McRobert. Hey, thanks for the sub, my friend. Those alerts might be old, but I'm going to thank them anyway. They may not even be watching the stream right now. I want to do a little bit of detailing today. What's up, Frank? Okay, so this fits not great. Looks like maybe the corners need to be filed just a little bit. Chris Conaver, thank you for the sub, my friend. You guys probably can't see this, but this little window trim or whatever pass through fits right in the back window of the cab, but it doesn't fit very well. On the cab, that hole is rounded, but not quite enough in the corners. So the sleeper doesn't fit as well as it probably would. So I'm going to trim that just a little bit, see if I can get a better fit. And then I'm going to do a little bit of detail painting today. Do some detail work maybe in the engine. Get some engine stuff going on in this kit. And on my 66. I'm going to switch over and start working on the 66 again. I need to get something going on that thing. Well, thanks. I appreciate that, John. I didn't get a notification for his live today. His live feed. Was that today? I didn't see it. I appreciate you doing that, though. Colin's a good dude. I like watching his stream. Okay, so let's hog these corners out just a little bit. I'm gonna need to even that. Okay, that seems like it fits better. Model Maker Dave. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that sub. Where was that? Let's see, that was... I need on the top driver's side. Top driver's side. Let me work on that just a little bit. Is that music too loud? It's a little bit loud in my ear. I apologize if that's too loud. I'll tone it down here in just a sec. You're going to interview Jamie next? Right on. Good choice. I will definitely tune in for that. Definitely going to be there. Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Is that right? Oh, Jamie. Oh, yeah, that's right. You said you might not be able to make it. I think you said. For his Saturday stream. Well, that looks a lot better. I just need to clean up the edge a little bit. See if I can get in there. Hey, Mopar Nut, I apologize. I did not even see you jump in there. Welcome. Welcome to the channel. Looks like we have Kevin as a stream boss right now. I don't know if you guys can see in the upper right hand corner. I have this plugin called Stream Boss, and I didn't think it would ever get used, but basically it's like a little battle thing. Somebody gets named the Stream Boss, and then when other people subscribe and such, Sarah Jane, thanks for the sub. But when other people subscribe, it basically like attacks whoever the current stream boss is, and then when that stream boss gets defeated, whoever gets the kill shot becomes the stream boss, and then they are the next one that has to be defeated. It's just a silly little game that, or yeah, kind of a game that, something for people to pay attention to. Something to distract you from my terrible stream. Thanks for all the sub for whoever's whoever's doing it. And John, I appreciate you mentioning my channel in Colin's stream today. That was really nice. Appreciate that. Looks like you should get your box today. I think you saw that already. So everyone should expect an unboxing video from John this afternoon or maybe this evening. He's got a pretty sweet box coming to him. Be a nice little mail call video. Okay, I think that fits pretty well. And now it's nice and tidy. Looks better too. Yeah, I like that better. Interview Miguel, huh? I don't know. John, do you have anybody else to interview? I don't know why you'd want to interview me. I'll do it though if you want. I'm not doing anything Saturday. Not that I'm aware of anyway. Set this out here. I can sit in, John, if you want. I don't mind. I wonder, I'm just going to try to avoid sanding these rivets. I was going to say, I wonder if I could replace all these rivets with something else, like little pinheads, but I don't think I'm going to go through that much trouble. I think I'll just sand the body the best I can to prep it for paint. And then we'll try not to put so much paint on this thing that we hide those rivets. What's everybody up to today? Anybody working on anything? Anybody working on anything exciting? John, did you do anything else with your, what is it you're working on? Not a Charger. Is it a Daytona? I forgot what it was you were working on. I mean, I know the body style, I just forget what it's called. Challenger. Is it Challenger you're working on? Try not to sand these rivets here. Jamie, John's having a hard time finding that model, that Ducati for the buddy build. We might have to figure something out. I don't know. I mean, we got all kinds of options. We could switch to a different bike, or we could just wait for him to get one. We could send him one. We're not really in a rush. We have no timetable on the buddy build. Anybody else want to participate in the buddy build? We're building a Ducati, a Tamiya bike, motorcycle. Where's everybody? You guys are quiet today. So quiet. It's eerie. My son is making beef jerky downstairs and it smells amazing. He's always been very interested in cooking delicious things. He's always been a food connoisseur, is that the word? And so a couple years ago, I bought him a really nice smoker for Christmas. And I taught him how to make beef jerky. And now he's the master. He's the one coming up with all the good jerky recipes. Yeah, John said he checked all the hobby shops that he was aware of, and he couldn't find the bike. And, well, he couldn't find the bike in a store that accepted a payment method that he was capable of using. So, or they were out of stock, which is too bad. What is this song? That's putting me to sleep. Did you guys like The Rock yesterday better? I could switch to The Rock channel. This is like pop music. Great hobby. Not now? What do you mean? Okay, that looks pretty good. I need to glue the top on there. I need to sand the... I did add some filler in these corners. Let me see if I can play with that a little bit. Checked out today? What do you mean? You mean you went and looked and they didn't have one? Is that what you're saying? Hey, that looks pretty good. I don't know, can you see that little corner? I wish these cameras had a little bit better white balance, because they are washing out. Or maybe it's not white balance, but whatever causes the light to wash these cameras out so easily. There we go. Great Hobbies is out of stock. right back. I need to close my door. My little one's downstairs crying.
And I'm up here.
Trying to sand these corners without sanding the rivet line that follows this edge here. I'm gonna put a little piece of tape right there just in case. On this side. Just don't want to sand those rivets off. John, do you have any local hobby stores that carry those kits? In your area? No, that's too bad. You don't have any hobby shops like in the surrounding areas? Wow. Looks like all of these holes filled adequately except for this one needs a tiny little bit more filler, which is unfortunate because I did not want to have to wait again. But I guess it's fine. I'm probably not ready to paint it for a couple days anyway. I'll fill this one last little depression one more time. Tomorrow I'll sand that corner, and then I'll have this stuff prepped for paint by the weekend. I think Saturday morning I want to do a bunch of painting. Want to paint the Roadrunner. I want to paint this. I want to paint the 60, a bunch of stuff on the 66. So I need to get on my butt, off my butt, and start getting a bunch of stuff ready, or a bunch more stuff ready. Most of it's ready already. It's ready already. It's ready. Look at John having people over. He does hangouts both in real life and on the internet. Gotta mix this up a little bit. It doesn't seem to be mixed very well in the tube. Or maybe it's just old enough that I've let it sit long enough that it's like, you know, separated. Whatever the case may be. Oh no, I did not want to get it on the rivet. Let me see if I can get that off of there. Get away from my rivet, you dirty rascal. Alright, that works. I'm using, the filler I'm using is, I'll show you. We talked about this yesterday. Squadron Products Gray Putty Fast Dry Formula. Whoop, whoop, this way. Okay. Squadron Products Gray Putty Fast Dry Formula. It says, the perfect filler for hobbies, home repairs, woodworking, and many more applications. Fast drying, sands easily, long life. I hate it. It's terrible. It doesn't work well. At all. So I'm going to go get some red dot putty per couple people's recommendation, and we'll give that a shot. Red dot is the name I was given. Okay, so I got a little dab of filler in this little corner just to fill a tiny little depression left from, or like a gap that was left from these parts not fitting extremely well. And they weren't terrible, but since you can flip the truck over and look at it from underneath, I want that to at least look good. So that needs to set for a little bit. I think I'm okay as far as sanding goes on this. Let's look at a couple other detail things that we can do while we're waiting. I need to paint the wheels as well so that I can get tires and wheels on this chassis. Looks like brake cylinders can go on. And maybe I'll wait until I paint those. Well, that's interesting. It looks like the firewall gets mounted to the interior tub and not to the truck. That seems out of place. Okay. Well, it definitely fits there. Well, I guess let's clean this up and start working on that mating surface. Lots of flash on the edges here. I don't know if any of you have kids, but I do. And today is their last day of school. So when they come home today, they will be home for the entire summer. Well, actually I think one of them wanted to go to summer school, so she's probably gonna be in school for at least a month or so during the summer. I can't explain it, guys, but my kids, for whatever reason, they actually love school. And they choose to go to summer school. I'm not going to complain. I hated school when I was a kid. The thought of giving up any of my summer, no way. But maybe they get it from their mom. She's extremely intelligent, bookworm, constantly taking college courses, hard worker, and impressive woman. I'm lucky to have her. Ever try Bondo? 2 parts, $10, does not shrink as much. I've used Bondo in bodywork when I was in high school working on my own cars. I've never used it in any other application. Do you not need to use a special type of Bondo on plastics though? I thought there was some, like a chemical in the Bondo that would melt the plastic. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay. Am I wrong about that? Glazing putty. does not want to, this interior tub must be warped a little bit. The firewall's got these alignment, they're not pins, but these alignment strips on the edges, and the interior tub is narrower than the placement of those strips, so it's not wanting to sit in there right. Wow. Let me straighten this up a little bit. Clean up a little bit of flash here. Not trying to take any material off, just want to get the flash. I've never been a big fan of AMT kits, I have to be honest. In my opinion, they're one of the worst when it comes to fitment and mold quality. It won't hurt the plastic, and it sticks better to standard surfaces. Okay. Well, I'm not opposed to giving it a shot. You got the bike ordered? Nice. If that's what you're trying to say. That is awesome. A little bit of flash on the outside here. Where'd you end up ordering it? From Great Hobby? Get in there. Okay. Wow. I might have to heat this up and flex it a little bit. Doesn't want to sit well even when I force it. Great Hobbies, cool. So you'll have your kit in a week or so, I take it? That's good news. We can get started on the buddy build. Alright. Everything fits well, but this one little corner. Let me see if I can clean that out. I believe they're 12 scale. The bikes are 12 scale. This side does not want to fit in there. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to heat this up. Yeah, it does look twisted, actually. You know what? Hold on, I'm going to go start some hot water, because I'm going to see if I can flex this a little bit. Get the hot water running. If I have to boil some water to do it, I'll do that, but I think I can get the hot water in here hot enough. Boy, man, is that out of shape. Whew. See if you can see it. Look at that. You wouldn't think such a small part, I mean not small, but a part this size would be so far out of whack, but look at that. Look at how crazy crooked that is. My goodness. A cup warmer. Yeah, that would probably do the trick. I'm sure that would do the trick. Water in here gets hot enough that I can't stick my hand in it, so we'll let it do its thing for a few minutes. Ow! Whew, man, that's hot. Trying to get the outflow equal to the faucet so that it'll stay at the same level. Oh, no good. I'm making a mess. Ow! Whew, that's hot. I'm probably gonna have to get some boiling water, like a. But I think, I mean, I made it better. It's just not good enough. Great for doing decals. Do you use warm water for your decals? Or hot water, I mean? I tend to use lukewarm. Man, I can't believe how out of shape that is. It's almost worth separating the pieces and then gluing them back straight. actually. Wow. I did get it to move a little, enough that it at least looks better when it's in the right position. It's a little bit tight still though. A heat gun? Yeah, I've never had a heat gun. Thought about it a few times. They're not too expensive. And I can't work on the interior until I get this straight too, so I'll have to work on that. I wish I had some thin styrene. The stuff I have is way too thick, otherwise I would just make one of these myself. I would just replicate the interior tub. It's not difficult. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 walls, or 4 panels, 5 panels. I think you could make a heat gun work if you were careful. You just have to be super careful. I need to get me a little wire brush so that I can clean out my files. Oh yeah, there we go. That fit is a lot better. My my sprue glue is so thick. Have you guys made sprue glue before? Is it supposed to be runny or thick? Because this is well, I made some earlier, uh, but it was really thin, and I wasn't sure if it was supposed to be that thin, so I added a bunch of sprue yesterday into this one, and it is, man, is it thick right now. It is like molasses. Let me see if I can hold this up here. Look at how thick that is. It's like molasses. I wonder if I glue this together, that would help straighten this. A little runny. Maybe I should add a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's definitely too thick. Maybe I'll add a little bit more of the ultra thin. Let me see. See if I have like a dropper. Oh. Okay, that one's not going to work. I'll just have to be careful. Oh my goodness. I just destroyed my mat. Wow. That's what happens when you spill plastic cement on a plastic mat. Hopefully it wasn't this bottle. You get the old HFT heat gun. It has a really low setting for shrink tube. Oh, that's a good idea. What is HFT? What brand is HFT? I don't know that brand. And where can I get it? See if I can stir this up a little bit. Goodbye, emblem. Oh, Harbor Freight. Okay. Yeah, I think we've got a Harbor Freight here. You can always order it online too. We have a place here that's like Harbor Freight. It's called Northern Tool. Northern Tool and Die, I believe. Okay, this is looking a lot better. At least now it looks like it will run and drip. Before, there was no way. It was so thick. My goodness. Okay, well, I'll let this mix up a little bit more. And then maybe even add a little bit more of the glue to thin it out a little bit more. I might have put too much sprue in there. I want to stick this on here. Maybe I can tape it. I want to see how it fits inside the body. Alright, that looks okay. You got your G10K air gun. That thing kicks just as good as IR Thunder gun from Northern Tool. Why does this not... I'm surprised this doesn't sit better in here. There's like gaps on both sides. Suppose I can fill that. Is there a... I don't think there's a piece that goes underneath the bed. Or the chassis tub, I mean. Interior tub. Mud flaps. Because that is not really a great look. Probably going to end up having to fill that. Interesting. Yeah, there's not a bottom for the cab. And so when you turn the truck over, you're going to see these gaps surrounding the chassis or the interior tub and the body, and I don't like that at all. So I'm going to end up having to fill those gaps, because I don't want that. I don't want it looking like that. Let me see. This sits on here, and then you flip this over, and see, I mean, you can see the gaps in the interior tub and such. I don't like that at all. Yeah, I think you're right there, Mopar Nut. I'm gonna I'm going to have to come in here and fill these gaps here underneath the interior tub. And I might even just put, instead of, well, I might fill those gaps just for the fitment, not for the look. And then I'll come in on the bottom of the body itself with something and like make a bottom plate, because I don't like the way that looks. Let me see, get this back on here just for the sake of being in place while I do this. So I can come all the way up get in place there. Let's see, you get on there, and then you get, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to, I wish I had some of that little sticky putty stuff that people use to hold parts in place while they're dry fitting. Okay, get in there. See where that firewall is. So yeah, there won't be any issues. So if I built a flat plate and then use the angle at the front of this interior portion, so end my plate here, and I could still come around to the sides and contour it and, you know, meld it in. I think that would look really a lot better. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of scratch building on that. Just nothing insane, just I don't want it to look that way. It's not going to be difficult. And I think there's just enough room for this thick plate. It's like 1/8 inch sheet that I'll just cut a piece out of. Is the glass 3 inch thick between the door and the interior panel? I don't know. Let's see. No, actually the glass is nice and thin. Nice and thin. Interior glass looks fine. I don't think that'll be that big of a deal, and it'll fit a lot better if I do that. Let me get out a sheet of styrene and see how much trouble that's going to be. Alright. Let's see, I need this. And then I need probably some of that. I just want to test the thickness of this on the back of the interior tub to see if that would be helpful. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's pretty good. Hey, what's up, Plastic Monkey? How are you doing today? Okay, I'm gonna get a strip on here. It doesn't have to be perfect because when I'm done, you're not gonna see this anyway. Plastic Monkey, is your name Paul? Are you the one he's talking to? Happy birthday. If that is true, then indeed, happy birthday, amigo. And we take this one, stick it sideways. That looks pretty good. No. Get off of there. I didn't want glue on the cab, just on the interior piece. Alright, let's test it again while it's still a little loose. So I'm checking the fit on like where the top of the door card meets the window. And it looks pretty good. I think that fitment's gonna be alright. You've been waiting 2 months on parts for a better leaf blower. It's crazy lucky. I have more than one. You have more than one? That is crazy. I don't even have one. Hey, what's up, Sprue and Glue? Welcome to the stream. Okay. I think that fits pretty well. A little bit high on the back. I think that'll fit well though. Alright. My goodness. Alright. I have this sheet styrene that is unfortunately thick. It is what is that, 2 millimeter? My goodness, it's thicker than I thought it was. This stuff is insanely thick. Alright, I'm going to pull this out of here. Actually, you know what? I can use that as a gauge. If I just go around that, like maybe a quarter. See what's the, that actually might be perfect. Okay. You repair everything. Your neighbors don't like you fixing what they throw away. And then because they see you using it. Oh man, that's funny. They should have just asked you to fix it. Makes them feel stupid. Because they threw away something that was perfectly serviceable. Oh, it's too funny. I get a kick out of that. This is some thick styrene, but you know what? That's going to actually work out for my benefit because the thickness that I need on the bottom here is almost exactly that thickness. So we'll see. Let me see if I can break a piece off here. hopefully this piece will be big enough. I think it should be fine. They don't want to pay you to repair their stuff. And absolutely, one man's trash is another man's treasure. I agree with that 100%. Used to crack me up when I was a kid. My dad was always like an avid garage sale hunter. We used to drive. I mean, that was like something we used to do for fun. Was on Saturdays we would go drive around neighborhoods looking for garage sales, and you find some really cool stuff. And then, as I got older, and my dad, got in better financial situations, as what it happens when you get older in life, you start to move into a better neighborhood, you're making more money, you got more experience, you know how that all works. He would be in better neighborhoods, and we would go looking for garage sales, and these, wealthier people, they want almost retail for the stuff that they're selling. It's like they paid $80 for this item, and they want to try to sell at a garage sale for $75. It's like, what the hell? You have a friend that bought a whole box of movie posters for $5. It was the very first Mickey Mouse movie poster. Got $10,000 for it. Man, I've never been that lucky, but that's pretty amazing. What's really amazing is, what things hold value, what things are worth. You know what I mean? It's like crazy that some people will pay such large sums of money for things that are just obscurely rare. I don't know, is that a word? Surprisingly valuable, I guess, would be a better way to say it. You just fixed a Kia Rio 2019 GDI fuel pump for over $1K. Got it done for the girl for under $800. Dealer wanted $1,800. Wow. Who is emailing me? Sorry, I'm actually working. Okay, let's toss this in here. Now this is the intent. This needs to fit right in here. Oh, darn it. Just the tiniest bit too narrow. But I'm gonna get it in there anyway. And then if I have to shim the edge, so be it. Hey, what's up, Colin? How you doing, my brother? We're doing a little scratch building here. Yeah, I see that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll be honest, my goal was never to, like, just get huge numbers on subs. I really just want a community of people to hang out with. And so while I'm not trying to become internet famous, I do appreciate all of the community support. You guys are amazing, and I thank you. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, that fits pretty good. Colin, do you have your bike yet? Do you have your Ducati for the buddy build? And does anybody else want to participate in that? It's open to everyone. And we're going to get started pretty soon. Sounds like John has got his bike on order. And it looks like we might be getting going here pretty soon. Oh, you know what? That fits better than I expected it to. Wow. Guess this could turn out to be perfect. I'm just putting a bottom panel on this because I don't want, when you turn the truck over to look at the underside, I don't want you seeing the big gap between the interior tub and the body wall. So I'm just going to put this little panel of styrene here. I wish, man, I might cut another piece out because it's, no, you know what, I'll just scratch build that. Or I'll just scratch fill it with like a little sliver of styrene there because it's just the ever so slightly too narrow on the edge here. It's so close. I don't want to waste another cut of styrene to fill that tiny little gap. It's darn near perfect. I'm impressed. Yeah, I think so too, Mopar Nut. I think it's probably more likely that that's how it is underneath. I don't think it would roll like these corners. I don't think the underside would roll in that way. I think it would be a straight edge, but I also think there would be something there, obviously. I mean, it's not just going to be a hole around the interior. So I think I got to do something there. And that gap is not too bad. I probably could have cut that side straighter and then there wouldn't be a gap there at all because the other side looks fine. So I'll just take a sliver of styrene, glue it to the edge, and then I'll trim it so that fits a little bit better. And then we'll call it good. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, glue a strip and then sand it. Thank you, Sprue and Glue. Hey, what's up, Peter? You don't post a lot of videos. Thanks for the sub. Well, you know how we do it. we're here for the helpings the peoples out. So, okay, yeah, that'll work. I like it. Let me see. Where's my pencil? See if I can get a pencil up in there to mark that. Nope. What I've done is I marked the edge just for my own information, because what I have to do is now I have to cut this piece back in this fashion here, and then across here like this, so that it matches the contour here up into the firewall. Let me see if I can gauge how far that is. Okay, maybe I'll come down to about here and then whittle my way back. So let's work on that. I watched a movie last night that I have been meaning to watch for quite a while, actually. But for whatever reason, I just never made any time. I don't really watch a lot of TV or movies, but every once in a while I like to catch a flick. So last night I watched a movie called The Arrival. I'm sure several of you have seen it, but it's about these 12 alien spaceships that show up one day, and all over the world. They park one, in various places around the world, and one of them just happens to be in Montana. And so the government brings in this linguist to try to figure out how to communicate with them, because they want to ask them, why are you here, that kind of stuff. It was a pretty interesting movie. Anybody seen that one? The Arrival, it's called. Anybody? Anybody seen it? Trying to whittle down to this corner without bending the, flexing the little post any more than I have to. They try to blow the ship up. Yeah, there's like you know, that scene, I wasn't going to talk too much about it because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. Some people don't like spoilers. I personally, I get irritated when people won't tell me about movies because I don't have a problem with spoilers like that, but I understand some people don't want to know things about the movies. But since you brought it up, I will mention it. That scene, I thought that the government had decided to do that, and they just didn't tell the scientists. So I was a little bit annoyed by that, and then I guess you find out that it's kind of like a little rogue, a squad of rogue soldiers who think that they're doing the right thing, trying to blow up the alien ship, and that it wasn't actually the government, you know, deciding to do that. Very interesting play on like time. You don't watch a lot of TV, you don't have Netflix, you and the wife watch baseball quite a bit, you follow the Blue Jays, because someone has to. Blue Jays. Who are the Blue Jays again? I forget. Toronto? Is it Toronto? Is that who the Blue Jays are? Who do the Blue Jays play for? What city is that? Okay. So, I think you can see what I'm doing here. So, I cut this out so that the floor pan can follow the contour of the interior tub as far as like angling up to the firewall, or up to the bottom of the firewall. And then, so I'll file this back a little bit more to get that edge Toronto Blue Jays? Okay, I thought it was the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm not a huge baseball fan. I'm from Denver originally, Denver, Colorado, so any sports teams that I tend to support are going to be from Colorado. Denver Broncos, Colorado Rockies, Colorado Avalanche, the Denver Nuggets, and while I don't watch a lot of sports, those would be what I would consider my hometown teams. I'm in a different city now, so it's the people here support different teams than I do. I tend to because of that, but I'm never gonna switch to different teams. Now there are some other teams that I have grown up being a fan of. NCAA, I'm a fan of the Oklahoma Sooners for a different reason. But I don't watch a lot of NCAA, any sport really. Any NCAA sport, I mean. Okay, so the firewall sits in like that. And this will sit in just like that. It looks like I need that firewall to come down just a tiny bit more though. The little stub that comes down from the side on the firewall, it just comes about halfway down the thickness of the plate that I'm mounting here. But I really do like the thickness. I mean, it sits nice and level, so this is going to be perfect. Yeah. Not doing too bad this year, but the division is really tight. Except for the Orioles, because they never do well. John, you're a Cowboy fan? That's America's team, buddy. What the heck? Have you ever built a 1/24 scale truck? And Peter says, on the National League side, you root for the Dodgers. Well, let me think about this. You know, I guess if I was going to root for any other teams, regardless of division or conference or league, might be, yeah, I don't know. Probably none. Alright, now this actually has a tiny sliver of a gap on both sides when it just sits here, resting in the proper position. So, just let me make sure that's back in there all the way. Oh, yep, that popped out. You know what I think I'll do is I think I'll trim that down just a little bit so that they don't hit each other. Or actually, maybe I'll, you know what, nope, I want it to sit underneath. I want to glue this to the interior tub, but it's not flat, so I have to... Actually, you know what? If I hold this in place, It's actually not bad. Maybe that isn't such a terrible idea. Getting it in the right spot, now that's another issue. I'm gonna go ahead and glue it, because then at least I can start working on it. You follow any sport with a motor. Well, I'll tell you, I'm pretty much there with you on that one. I was talking about NASCAR the other day. I'm not a huge NASCAR fan. As far as I don't have a favorite driver or a favorite team, or, I don't pay attention to the championship. But I'll tell you what, I love the cars. I love the technology. I love the competitiveness. I think NASCAR is great for that. But I don't have any specific team or driver that I'm invested in. I just like the racing aspect of it. I'm going to trim this down just a little bit. The Rockies have needed to rebuild for years, my friend. They keep making it like right there. They get so close and then they just choke. I think they've made it to the finals, once in the last decade? Maybe it's twice. The new NASCAR cars. So I think I watched something on that recently, and if I'm not mistaken, they're allowing the cars to be a little bit different this year as far as the body styles. They're not the same uniform body with the faux grills stuck on the front end for each of the manufacturers. They're actually letting the bodies emulate the manufacturer car a little bit more this year, and I think that's a great idea, honestly. I hate that the cars look nothing like what they're supposed to look like, the road cars. That's one of the reasons why I love Australian supercar racing, because the cars look exactly like the real cars. Okay, good enough for glue. Hey Sarah, welcome to the stream. We're just doing a little bit of fabricating. Alright, let's get this in there. You always wanted to build an Indy car? Why didn't you, John? Why haven't you? Oh yeah, Elliott Sanders, M&M's 38 car. I think I have that car. Wait, is that a late model or is that like an older kit? Because I have an M&M's car, but I don't know if it's Elliott Sanders. It might be an older one. I bet I have 100 NASCAR kits downstairs, and I have no intention of ever building any of them. Well, let me correct myself. I bet I have 150 NASCAR kits, 50 of which are the like early 80s G bodies, the Monte Carlos, the Grand Prix, etc. That like the older cars. I love those. And then I have some that are even older than that, like from the 70s, early 70s. And those I will probably build at some point. But I have a lot of like late 80s, mid 90s NASCAR kits that I have no intention of ever building. Like 100 of them. Which one do you want, John? Lotus F1 car kits, but you haven't built one yet? You did the Caterham by Tamiya? That's cool. You still have it? You should post up some pictures of that, Peter. Alright, I think this glue had to have set enough for me to pop this out of here. I've never built an F1 kit either. I have a couple of them downstairs, but I don't even remember how I got stuck with them. I'm not an IndyCar fan. I just like the competitiveness, and the technology in IndyCar and F1 is just ridiculous. Looks a lot better. Looks a lot better. I dig it. I'm happy with that result. I do need to... I wish I had some kind of a clamp that I could clamp this right here. I don't mind holding it for a minute or two to let the glue set, but I'm worried that I'm gonna slide the part in between my fingers by doing that. There's an album he did of some builds, and there's a Camel Lotus that you did in there. Started building a real Lotus car with a Buick supercharged V6 and a Chevy S10 running gear, but the project stalled when you moved out to acreage. How do you say that? Acreage. Oh, derp. Too many house and landscaping chores. I would love to have that problem, I'll tell you. We've been trying to find a place with acreage around here that we could move to. I would love that. I'd like to be in like the 20 to 40 or more acres kind of situation. I want to be able to play my music and not have my neighbors hear me. I want to be able to run a hot rod with no mufflers and not have the neighbors complaining and all that kind of stuff. The Tiro with the 4 wheels up front. Yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about. I don't think I have that kit. One of the ones that I think is pretty cool though. So everybody, John is going to be hosting a hangout on Saturday. So if you've got a webcam and you want to come hang out with us and just chill and build some models while we chat, you're welcome to join in. John's going to post a live stream, and then during the live stream, or prior, if you let him know prior, he will send you a link to the hangout. So we'd love to get a group of people in there like we did the last couple weekends. Like last weekend we had so many people that people were having to wait to try to take their turn to get in. Glue, glue, glue. I'm going to go ahead and glue in this firewall too. Might as well. It's in the position it's going to be in, so it doesn't need to come out for any reason. Six acres and you're a mile away from your next neighbor, that's like perfect. That is perfect. Exactly what you want. I'm super jealous. My only concern about living out on acreage like that is having low latency internet. Low latency, high bandwidth internet. I pay like $180 a month for my internet service because I have gig internet, and if I couldn't get gig internet wherever I go, man, I would not be happy. What's up, Doozer? How's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. What are you working on today? Anything? Let's get some tape off of here. No complaints, that's always good. Working from home. Might hit the bench later. What do you got on the bench right now? What are you working on, Doozer? What's your primary project right now? I'm working on, oh, you know what, I forgot to put my, oh, I do have it up there. Never mind. I was going to say I forgot to put my little Kenworth icon up top to show that I was working on a Kenworth. GI Mechanic bike build? Okay. Is that the buddy build? Is that the what the name of the bike is that Colin's doing with the buddy build? Because that is a cool bike. I'd love to have that model. Started some prep on Leighton House Porsche. Now that they finally got the paint. Cool. What color? What color are you going with? Oh, it's a group build? Okay. We're getting ready to start a buddy build on a Ducati. Tamiya Ducati. $11.99 I think it is. Tamiya kit 14. What is it? 123 or something like that? Old school Kawasaki Z750. Nice. Nice. So I'm going to set this down for a sec. I want, let's see here. found the setting that I need. Live chat. I wanted to figure out how to change my settings so that you guys can link in chat. And I keep forgetting to do that, so I'm gonna take a minute right now. I apologize for not entertaining you, but I'm gonna take a moment right now and see if I can find that. No, I'm not finding it. I'll look for it later. I'll leave that search page up here. When I finish my stream, I'll go take a look. I'm going to stream for about another 20 minutes here. I want to make sure everything gets solid here. You know what's going to happen, John? It's going to show up the minute you quit watching the door. You know it's true. The minute you forget about it and go do something else is when it'll get left on your doorstep and someone will walk by and steal it. Alright, that's good enough. I look forward to seeing your mail call video, John. Oh, I missed your comment, Dwayne. It's a light blue with a touch of turquoise. Man, that's gonna be nice. I really like the Porsche colors. A lot of the Porsche colors, the what would you call them? Non-standard, like the ones that are just a little bit out there. I really like seeing bold colors. You had it happen once with a compressor? Somebody walked away with your compressor? You had a compressor shipped to your door and somebody walked away with it? What kind of person does that? My goodness. You built a couple of the Hasegawa Porsches, just not the Leighton House. Leighton House is a model brand? I was not aware. You were saying Leighton House, and I assumed that had something to do with the title of the model. I didn't know that that was even a brand. Trim a little bit of that. Probably should have done that with a file, but it's too late now. I'm trying to cut my finger off here. You guys want to see some blood on stream? X-Acto knife takes revenge. Oh, it's a livery. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it was like some sort of title of the model. So I need to come up with some little triangle pieces to fit in these gaps here. That won't be too much trouble. What I'll do is I'll take a square strip of styrene and I'll glue it from the other side, because that's a nice little spot there. I mean, it'll work just fine. But then what that'll do is it'll give me the interior contour, or the exterior contour here that I need. So that'll work out. Do I have McDonald's decals? I have McDonald's decals for a funny car. Why do you ask? Are you wanting a set of McDonald's decals? I have, the decals from the McDonald's funny car. Are you going to do a McDonald's livery on your bike? You have the KFC livery for the Audi R8 GT3 race car. Can't wait to build it. Did that come in the kit, Sarah, or did you buy those decals in the aftermarket? Because I love KFC, but I think that would make a cool livery. I don't have the Audi that you're talking about, but I bet I could find it. I'm just scraping a little bit here, seeing if I can't prep just a little bit. Let's see, okay, this guy can get trimmed as well. Wait, did I? Hopefully I didn't shift that. The kit is Platts and the livery is from IndyCals. Okay, yeah, I've recently discovered IndyCals. I did not know about them before just recently, but they've got some really cool stuff. They've got the livery decals for the Mustang GT4 Trans kit that Jamie and I are going to be building. The new Tamiya GT4 Mustang is very similar to the Australian Supercars Mustang, and there is a gentleman that produced he's selling a resin trans kit for that kit to convert it to the Australian Supercar model. So we're gonna do a little, kind of like a buddy build. It's really just Jamie and I. I don't think anybody else is gonna participate, but it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. They had working front forks at Great Hobbies, but they're about 50 bucks. Really? I have 2 of the Mustangs, Jamie, and I'd like to buy about 6 more. I need to go check the hobby town here and see if they've got any more. Every once in a while they'll get a shipment in, and they'll have 1 or 2 of them. Sarah says, you have to be careful with the decals from them, referring to IndyCals. You found that you did a Le Mans GT40 kit and their with their decals. The decals are not separated on the sheet and can be very delicate. Oh, so you gotta like cut them out individually. Yeah, I gotcha. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. I appreciate the tip on that. I've never used IndyCals. Like I said, I just found them. But they offer something that I haven't found anywhere else that I want, so I'll have to give them a fair shot. And I appreciate your tip though, because that'll help me prevent wasting my money and my time. You know what? I'm gonna get that little corner in there before I sand too much on those, because I don't wanna break that off. Let's see if I go. Looks like I'm still gonna need to fill that. That's okay though, it still needs a little bit of strength. We'll do it anyway. Oh, you know what? Let me file that down first. Make sure that's the way. Let's see. Sorry, I'm doing this outside of view here. I want to fill this, but I want to make sure I'm not interfering with the body fitment. NASCAR decals go to Mike's Decals. That looks like that'll fit okay. Just get her in there. Some people have had a bad time using Indy decals. You found them okay and helpful. Had a mark on one set and they replaced them no problem. Well, that's good. I'm gonna buy an inkjet printer here. I don't know. I might order it today actually, but and then I'm gonna get some of that decal paper and try to print myself up some decals and see you know what kind of luck I have, and then maybe I'll just do my own decals. That's what she said. Always the character, Jamie. Always the character. I don't have Facebook, John. I deleted my Facebook account. Okay, that's good. Come up from about right there to about right there. Whew, that piece went flying. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, goodness. Dropped it. Wherefore art thou, styrene? Uh-oh. I can't find it. Anybody see where it went? Alright. I guess we'll try again. Hey, William. How you doing, buddy? Get out of my way. Good enough. Alright. So we're going to take it off right about here. Maybe right about there. Behind the sink. I'll go take a look. Hold on. Gonna need more kits to add to the 1,000. Mike's Decals Fast Service. Okay. I'll check them out too, John. Thanks for posting the link. It is definitely a carpet monster that got my little wedge. Yeah, that'll work just fine. Only, you know what? How does that hole... Wow, there's like a gap in between in the body and the hole in the interior tub. There's a gap. Is there a piece of glass for that? Obviously, I guess there would have to be. Yeah, but it fits on the outside, it looks like. Let me look at the instructions for that, because I need to make sure I'm not impeding in the placement of that. The instructions say it goes on the inside. Okay, so I gotta make sure I'm not getting in the way of that. Alright. See what we got here. I think that should be plenty of room. Yeah, that should be plenty of room there. Okay. I want to just a tiny bit off the top here. Stuck to my nose. You think? It's a big nose. You'll take a look tomorrow. I'm going to be looking on that site all day. Yeah, I'll probably spend a significant amount of time there as well. They have a lot of stuff, Sarah, even tires, and that too. Do you have a YouTube channel? Who are you talking to, Frizzo? Frankie? You got your son to look for parts that you you got your son to look for your parts that you drop, that you lose in the cracks. I suppose I could have my little one down there too. Unfortunately, I think this part fell inside the bag of styrene that I have sitting down here, and I don't know that, aside from pulling them all out, if I'll ever find it. I got a bunch of different styrene things here. This is all my short stuff. I got some diamond plate too that I can use at some point, and then a couple of sheets of this is the sheet that I used to build this piece here. Well, I cut it from this, but same thing. And then I've got like 5 of these giant bags of rectangular. These things are like 2 feet long. What is that, 18 inches, I guess? Yeah, about 18 inches or so. And then I got round rod, hollow, same thing, same length, bunch of that stuff for building chassis and stuff. Pretty cool. I love that styrene is like uber cheap. And I forgot to file this little piece right here. And that's going to bite me in the ass because this piece is going to be in the way of the body. Dang it. Get out of there. I gotta sand that before I glue it in. I gotta make room for the body to fit up against it. Suppose that's better. Oh, damn. I guess I was wrong. The body doesn't have to fit down in that gap. Alright, well, so be it. Yeah, you're right, Spoon Glue, the clear, it does go inside. Hobby Barn sub, nothing on your computer illiterate. I'm old, you see. Got 19 subs today. Good job. It's up to his nose. Just putting the glass in your Volt Mustang GT4. Okay. You gonna post a video on that, Jamie? Like to see an update on that. A lot easier for your son to get on his knees, John. Yeah, I mean, I understand that. You're old. Older than me, you old fart. Nice yellow livery. You were going to get that before going for the core racing version. You get your diamond plate from Micromark, John? Honestly, I don't know where I got mine. I think I just ordered it from Mega Hobby. I don't know if you guys have ever ordered anything from Mega Hobby, but they got a pretty good selection. I don't know. I don't know if their prices are insanely, good, but they're at least okay. I did find a bunch of Camaros on their clearance rack at one point. They were like $6, and I bought like 10 of them. So that was pretty awesome. I agree. I agree with Frank. You should post some of your builds. Who are you talking to, Frank? You've sent pictures to Colin's workshop, Festa 67's workshop, who's made an album of your work on his Facebook Boom Hut page. Oh, that's cool. I would go check that out, but I don't do the Facebook thing. Get them from Blue Stuff? What's Blue Stuff, Jamie? I'm not on Facebook either. I used to be, but I deleted my account. All clear fits inside on this kit? Yeah, okay. Thanks, Spoon Glue. I appreciate that. He's older than dirt. Well, I told you he was at the Last Supper. He didn't so old that he didn't remember what they served, though. You got sent 2 NASCAR kits of your favorite driver, Kevin Harvick. I have a Kevin Harvick kit downstairs. I know for a fact I have a Kevin Harvick kit. I don't know who Kevin Harvick is, but I know I've seen that name on one of the boxes I have downstairs. I think it's one of the newer kits. Yeah, it's one of the newer kits that I have. Bluestuff.com. It's for decals. Do they have other stuff? Do they have like other detail stuff? I think this is shaping up pretty good, guys. The firewall fits in there pretty well. The interior tub meets the window line really nicely. So that's good. Nice fit around the edge here. I need to put a tiny little sliver right here on this edge towards the front. I need to fill these corners right here just so that they look presentable. But otherwise, man, that was a good decision. That turned out pretty well. I'm liking the way that's turning out. I need to do a little bit of finish sanding here, but I can tell, like right here where the glue is starting to, like, seep out the edge, the softened plastic from where I glued it, and I'm filing down that edge. It's like starting to roll, and so I'm gonna let that harden for maybe a day or so before I mess with that anymore, so that I can get a cleaner edge on that. And then I'll trim up these little wings as well on the edge here. They're not even right now because this side I need to add that little sliver over here on the edge. But once I do that, these will be an even dimension, an even width. Yeah, they'll be. And I need to straighten this cut just a little bit. But that's turning out really well. I'm really happy with that. That'll look nice. It'll look much nicer from underneath. Blue Stuff decals. Thank you, Sarah. You'd love to build a new NASCAR kit? And Jacob, isn't your son's name Jacob, John? He likes to do NASCAR kits too? Damn, I wish I would have known that. I have like 100 of them down there. I would have sent him like a box full of them. Maybe I will anyway. Pop cans, 12 scale pop cans. I don't know what that is. You've been trying to get this Jimmie Johnson number 4 car from Revell. You have his number 29 Goodwrench so far, the white one. I like building the NASCAR kits too. I've built several in, my past. In the past, I like them because of the detail. They're pretty cool. Just starting to build NASCAR kits, Sarah Jane. Easy to find over here. Where are you? What part of the world are you in, Sarah? Outlaw Speed Shop likes building NASCARs. You have the Diecast 29 Goodwrench in white. Yeah, this is going to be perfect. Alright, I'm going to set that up for today. What part of the world are you in, Sarah Jean? I'm just curious. I don't have a hard time getting NASCAR kits here either. There's a hobby shop other end of town that they sell them super cheap. They'll sell them for $5 and $10 depending on the kit. Yeah, that's perfect, man. Sarah's in the UK. How do you get NASCAR kits over there? You guys like NASCAR kits in the UK? I wouldn't think that would be the case. I like the Australian supercars myself more than I like NASCAR. And I'm definitely a fan of GT racing. Bletchley Park, where the Enigma code was cracked. Milton Keynes, England, same postcode as the Red Bull F1 team. Oh, nice. Those F1 cars are just insane. I don't know if anybody knows anything about the F1 cars. I don't know much, but I was watching a documentary on the F1 tech, the technology behind F1 engines, and those engines are built to such tight tolerances that they literally have to get the engine heated up. You have to heat the parts up to running temperature before they assemble it because the tolerances are so tight. They have to heat up like the engine block before they can put the pistons and such in. That's just insane. You like rally cars? I'm not a big fan of rally, to be honest. I never have been, but I like the cars. I like to build the cars. I'm just not a fan of the racing. Now, I do like course racing as opposed to like circle track stuff. I'd rather see the cars going around a course, and that's one thing I do like about rally is the courses. I'm just not a fan of like Peugeot and the old Audis and just that whole. I'm not a WRX fan. I'm not a fan of like the rally. What's the Mitsubishi? The Evo. I'm not a big fan of like the Evos and stuff. So the cars, I'm hit or miss on. But the racing itself, I think, is awesome. Oh, I forgot I was going to leave that alone. Shoot. It takes a dozen people just to warm up an F1 engine. I see, that's what I'm talking about. It's just incredible, the technology behind F1 cars. Just insane. Alright, I think that's a good spot to leave that. I'm going to put a little dab of this molasses sprue glue on here to fill that gap and see how that works, and then we'll call that a day for now. I'm going to wrap my stream up here, clean up my mess, set my stuff aside, and John, I will be looking forward to seeing a mail call video from you, hopefully soon. When you say you did rally racing, are you talking about you drove, you rode, were you navigator, were you a driver, what'd you do? Mile climb? Are you talking about the Estes Park mountain I'm sorry, Pikes Peak hill climb? Is that what you're talking about, John? I love that race too, by the way. I love Pikes Peak. That's in Colorado, where I'm from. And that race in particular is amazing. Colin McRae. He's famous. He's a famous one. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's going to work out fine. Alright, folks. I'm going to call it here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I was going to do a double stream today, but I got started a little bit late, so I think I'm just going to call it, and then I'll stream again tomorrow. I have a 10 a.m. commitment tomorrow. I should be done by 11. That's noon Eastern. So I'm going to try to plan on streaming about the same time tomorrow. Be about 12 or 1 Eastern, sometime around there. I will, sometime in the morning probably, I'll post a, what do you call it? Where you, well, I'll schedule it. That's what I'll do. I'll schedule it. So you'll see it under YouTube that I'm planning on streaming at whatever time. Thanks again for hanging out with me. You guys are a great community. I really appreciate everything you guys do for me and for everyone else. It's really awesome to have you guys hanging around with me. Give me somebody to talk to while I'm fiddle farting around. Hey, you bet, Sarah Jane. I appreciate you being here. Alright, guys. I'm switching off. Everybody have a good afternoon, a good evening. Stay safe, stay healthy. Happy modeling.